Hey, this is Jason.
And this is Travis, and we're the QBs on wheels.
Yeah, thanks for hanging in there with me last night, Travis. It was a rough day.
It was hard, but I'm sure
All
from the looks of the video, it was kind of harder on you anyway. So I got you.
right. Well, our pick sixes this week were actually pretty good. We both went 2-1. My one loss again is the Cowboys. I'm not going to get emotional. I'll be fine. But yeah, I had Chicago and um and that other team to which Kansas City. And Kansas City looked good, but even though they lost, Detroit really impressed me. They played a great game um, against a really good Kansas City team. First time that anyone has given the Kansas City Chiefs even competition, really. But they're 4-0. The Bears in Minnesota, we expected a, a defensive game, and they did not disappoint. The Bears came up with 16, which was plenty. And then Dallas and New Orleans, I expected a high scoring game and was completely wrong. Um, so the Saints beat us out using only four field goals. So rough day for me there.
Yeah,
But
that
how's your teams do?
that Kansas City Lions game. That was I was more impressed with the Lions out of that whole game. Like, yeah, Kansas City came out with a win, but I think the Lions came out with a win too, man. Just to look how strong they are against one of the best teams in the NFL. I
Yep.
w- I wouldn't be mad if I was on Detroit's team right now.
No, and you think about it. They're in the NFC, so they never have to face KC, again till the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that bodes well for them. Even if they can't defeat Kansas City, which I think they could, any given Sunday. But the Lions, they they could look good going the rest of the way out. The whole division's good.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
that's
not a bad team in that division.
yeah. That whole division's like, I think they're all tied for like first place or something like that.
So speaking of tied for first, New England and Buffalo were both 3-0, and you said you thought the Pats would be 4-0, but did you expect the Pats to be 4-0 so narrowly?
No, actually, I thought that was well. It all depends. It was a divisional game, so I kind of figured Buffalo was going to give them a little bit of hell. And honestly, if Josh Allen finishes that game, who knows? Maybe it's a different score. But
Yeah.
he got taken out, concussion protocol. But yeah, that was one of my picks. Patriots over them, and they Patriots did win. Um, Second pick was Jacksonville over Denver, and I didn't think I thought I honestly got an L on that one, but they came through at the last minute to win, and then I had the Rams in Tampa Bay, and I'd rather just not talk about that. I should be 3-0 this week on my picks, and Tampa Bay just came out and said, "Screw you, man. We're not taking no shit."
So it's only 55 points.
Yeah,
That was really unexpected.
yeah.
Um, Back to the Buffalo game. Josh Allen, the quarterback, got taken out in the beginning of the fourth quarter um, due to just a brutal hit. Got sandwiched and was out because of concussion protocol. But they are, as of earlier today, prepping Barkley to start this week. So apparently that hit rung his bell even more than we initially thought. Usually concussion protocol is not not going to cost you a whole week. Might cost you a couple of days of practice. But at this point, the Bills are prepping with Barkley, so it's kind of hard to tell. If you haven't heard of Barkley, you're not alone. In 7 years in the league, if he starts, this will be his 8th start. He's played for 6 different teams in 7 years. So he's a journeyman. You need players like that, but he's not going to have the in-game experience that you might hope for in a backup. 6 of his 7 starts were with the Chicago Bears in one season a couple years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
speaking of the Bears, looks like Mitch Trubisky is not hurt as bad, but still going to miss a couple of weeks. So that's another starting quarterback that's out.
yeah.
That's close to a third of the league.
Yeah. But yeah, we still got some undefeated teams and some defeated teams still. I know Patriots, Kansas City, and San Francisco are still undefeated. Obviously, San Francisco had a bye week this week, so we all knew they were going to be undefeated. But yeah, that's pretty.
Now, when Pittsburgh and Cincy played last night, they were both 0-3. And, frankly, I was betting the under, but I didn't expect the under to make it in the under, and at Pittsburgh still score all the points.
Right.
27-3, they looked like a different kind of team than they've looked all season. Is this a ray of hope, or is this what happens when you play Cincinnati?
Definitely playing Cincinnati didn't hurt their odds of looking good. I know Connor, their running back, looked real nice. So, I mean, Pittsburgh has all the talent in the world. They have the potential to do things, but in this particular moment, they'd have to prove one more game to me to say that, oh, look, they're actually doing something good. But I think that was more playing a shitty team.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, as bad as they have been so far this season, they are they're still in second place in the division. Only one behind Cleveland and Baltimore. I guess technically third place, but yeah, they're only one game out of first, if you can believe that. The top of the division is 2-2.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good win. The Browns finally looked like everybody thought they were going to look like at the beginning of the season. They finally put some things together. And Baltimore, man, I don't know. They didn't look as good as I thought they were going to look. So maybe that might be something to think about, or it might be just another divisional game, because usually divisional games they're more like hard hitting, close games than anything. So
the only thing I would say, right, I would still favor Baltimore, even though they've lost their last 2, is that they've scored 135 points of offense, and that's up there tied with the Kansas City Chiefs for the most in the league. So I mean, they still have. We always expect Baltimore's defense to do well, but this year their offense is scoring a lot of points. Now, if they can keep that up, then they will still be the cream of the crop there in the AFC North.
yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. I'm not saying that they're gonna win the division, but I'm not saying they're not. But all I know is the Cleveland Browns look good. They look real good against a hard defense. So
yeah.
But yeah, I can't. I think I'd have to agree with you. Baltimore still would be now that Ben Roethlisberger got hurt, because I picked them to win the AFC North. But right now, as it sits, I'd probably agree with you that Baltimore right now probably looks like the winner for the AFC North. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
How about the AFC South? 4 teams, total of 2-2 for all 4 teams. It's kind of crazy. We were, talking about Jacksonville being out of it, but technically they're in a 4-way tie for fourth, or for first, rather.
That quarterback, man, he came in there and lit a fire under their ass. Kind of funny how it played out too. Like when Carson Wentz got hurt, Nick Foles came in and lit a fire under their ass, won the Super Bowl. Nick Foles goes down in Jacksonville, and now this guy comes in and does the same exact thing that Nick Foles did in Philly. So don't count out Jacksonville yet, man. That guy has that team playing good, real good.
Last little bit of observation. The only undefeated team in the NFC is the San Francisco 49ers. And that may be because they had a bye week.
Yeah.
They've only played 3 games. But that's hard to believe that already in the NFC, it's so well matched that only the 49ers are 3-0.
Well, I'll sit here. I'll sit here and ask you this: who do you think is going to be in the AFC Championship game right now as it sits? If the game was tomorrow, who would be the 2 teams?
I think it's got to be the 2 4-0 teams.
Exactly. Now in the NFC, who would be in that game, the NFC Championship?
I don't know who would play the Cowboys in that game.
I don't know about that. But you see what I'm saying, though? There's 2 clear-cut teams in the AFC, but the NFC's up for grabs, man. I think anybody.
It really is. Yep. Well, not anybody. I mean, come on. Have you seen the Redskins?
Have you seen the Falcons, man?
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
They're obviously not going nowhere. Though, and I do sleep at night, so maybe one day I'll have a dream of them winning the Super Bowl. I know I'll never see it in my lifetime.
Oh, don't be so hard on them. We were looking at the stats before the game, and Matt Ryan is not doing bad, except for one glaring stat.
It's one of the big stats, though.
Yeah, but he's thrown interceptions, and that's been the difference. I mean, points off the interception has killed him.
Yeah.
If he can get that under control, he could turn the whole season around.
And the Falcons, for some reason, they're starting off real slow in games. Like for example, they played the Colts last week, and the Colts were up something ridiculous, and then they came back and only lost by like 3 points or something.
Mm-hmm.
So if they would just figure out how to pick that pace up in the first and second quarter, I think we'll be all right. But yeah, they have not looked good. They have not looked good at all.
And in the Philly game, they didn't look bad. They did, but Philly looked bad too. I mean, they were not out of it until the very end. It came down to the wire.
Yeah.
So I mean, a couple of minor tweaks, and they're a 3-1 team instead of a 1-3 team. And they're only 2 games behind the Saints.
Yeah, they can definitely turn stuff around. It's just they better do it quick, man. Because the way they're playing right now, it doesn't look like they want to turn stuff around. But they have the potential to. It's just they need to do it. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I would say that the only teams that have really just looked hopeless in my book have been the Redskins and Miami.
Yeah.
Miami in particular, because now they're down 4 games to none in their in their division. So even if they can, win half the games on the way out, they're still not going to have a real shot at their division. Being 4 games down to the Pats already.
Yeah.
But I think anybody else is still in it. We can't eliminate them already.
Right.
But there are definitely a few that are must-win situations.
Yeah.
And I think your Falcons are one of them, unfortunately.
Oh, there definitely are. They need to put some W's together, because I know at the end of the season, I don't think it's straight in a row, but I know in the bunch of the last games of the season are against our division. So if we can scramble up a couple of W's throughout the season, and then at the end of the season put together a nice little win streak, we'll be all right. But
Yep.
hard to say that's going to happen right now from the looks of how they're playing. So.
Well, in 4 weeks, the QBs on wheels have won 15 and a half games. So that's not too shabby, I think. We're pretty good at picking winners. Head-to-head, not so much.
Nope.
Head-to-head, you've gone 0-2 for the past 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
And I'm already contemplating my victory dance.
Don't get yet.
All right. All
But
right.
I'm picking the underdogs, and they keep on doing bad things for me.
Tomorrow night we're going to pick the Thursday night game and hit you with a few fantasy football facts. And then we got some special stuff for you planned on Thursday, and Friday we're going to hit you with the last minute fantasy sits and starts before the Sunday game. So join us if you're into fantasy. If you're not, you're a loser, so suck it. I mean, join us anyhow, friends.
Good evening, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Peace.